Jodelle, did you want to share the story about meeting John Barrowman in London? Because I saw you. I was at London. And
Well, I didn't meet John Barrowman in London. I met John Barrowman at the Saturn Awards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I went to the Saturn Awards. I was nominated and I was presenting an award. And John Barrowman was hosting it, and I pretty much died.
Fangirling in front of everyone. This is great.
I wore my TARDIS dress. It's like this fancy poofy TARDIS dress, and I was like, I am gonna wear this first of all because I love it, and second because I know that if I meet John Barrowman, he is going to love it. And I went backstage to present the award, and he turned around and he was like, I love your dress, and he gave me a hug. I didn't even have to ask. That's all I wanted was a hug from John Barrowman, and he just came and hugged me. And I was like, yep. So that happened.
Has he kind of always been like an icon or an idol for you, like in acting?
I just think he's amazing. I think he's fantastic. I follow him on his social media, and everything he posts is just, he always looks like he's having such a good time. He's such an entertaining person.
Post videos on Facebook, like constantly.
Yeah.
He's so silly, but he's
so great. And he's so fantastic when he meets fans, and I just think that's really great, because a lot of people, when they get famous, they don't really care so much, and you can tell that every time he meets someone, he's like really excited to meet them, like almost as excited as they are to meet him. So anyway, best day ever.
See, I wish I just gave you that and I just snuck up. It's a good moment to see.
It was great. It was great.
Anyway, going back to Dark Knight.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking
Is that what we're talking about? I don't know.
I can talk about John Barrowman.
For you, I was wondering, so you spent a whole season playing a character with no memories, so you kind of had a blank slate, but then like a couple weeks ago we went back to see that episode where you guys had your past memories. How was that to play that, and how did you know, like when you started off, did you get a script as to what your character's history was, or was that something you kind of just adapted?
No,
it's like a multi-question.
Yeah, no, I love playing Rio. He's so different from before. He's comfortable. He's more confident, and he is so quick to make those tough decisions. And I love that about him. As far as his backstory, I knew enough. I didn't want to go beyond that because Joe, Paul, and Jay have such a specific storyline that I don't want to alter it, and I don't want to deliver something that's going to alter that outcome. So what I did is I just used what I know from the season 1 episodes. I knew that he was from Zyron and his planet was at war, and his father was really tough on him. So just the whole father thing I was able to relate to. So it was nice and easy to give that personality to him. Yeah, so it wasn't too difficult or anything.
Is that difficult as an actor to do that?
No.
Switch? No, or you guys got the
fun. It's so fun because you spend an entire season or entire feature or whatever playing one character, playing one personality, and even though you have the dynamics, it's still that same person. But when you get to change that same person with that personality, it's such a blast. Yeah.
Well, yeah, not a lot of characters get the opportunity in any shows really to follow their progression and their growth, and then have it at least temporarily revert back. Because now it's
there's a lot of that going around on Dark.
But it's funny because I feel like now I want to go back and watch like the first episode, because then it's like, oh yeah, the characters were kind of like that back then, but we've grown along with them, so we don't notice that so much. So it's very jarring when we get back to that reset.
Yeah, we had a nice little preview of them in season 1 when we were trying to figure out what to do with 5 at the time, and so you know what? Welcome aboard, little warrior.
Yeah.
So I just got to build.
I love the flashbacks.
Yeah, those are fun.
So, question for Emily, for Bob, if we will, yes. Yeah. No, right? I know you guys have names. It's just
I still can't call you guys by your real names. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They have names, technically. So actually, it's kind of 2 questions in a way. One, as an actress, knowing your character, how much fun was it in I forget if it was the first and separate episode this season, Kill Them All. You know, it's like that. Amazing. You know, I knew that was the title of the episode because we did the voting. Okay, yes, we did the voting.
Yes, I was so happy
all the
that
characters
everybody chose that title.
to say that, I'm like, oh, it's got to be, it's got to be 3, it's got to be 6. But when it came out of Five's mouth, it was like, whoa, epic, right?
All sorts of epic.
Yeah. So, I mean, what did you think as an actress, knowing that was your character and how deep she could go?
Honestly, kill them all was probably my favorite line in the entire season. When I read that, I was like, yes, I cannot wait to do that. I get really excited when there's a scene with Five that's different than how she usually acts. Just with any character, really, when it's out of the ordinary for them, it's so much fun to show twists and turns in a character's development. And that was definitely a twist. That's not something that people are expecting Five to ever say, and but she's very protective of her crew, and if somebody is trying to hurt them, then you know that's I guess that's what she does. And so it seems a little harsh, I guess, but she's really just trying to protect her friends, and she succeeded. So
exceedingly well, she succeeded. And then follow up to that. Was it actually in the script for her to go for the bigger gun? That was a twofer in that episode, to be honest.
I think the fans drew that one in.
Well, okay, right? So Three's gun Bubba is gigantic. It's probably almost as tall as me, and it's very heavy. So when we were doing our photo shoots in the first season, Bubba was around because Three had just done his photo shoot, and somebody jokingly was like, "Hey, Jodelle, here, grab this for a photo." And I did, and I was like, "Wow, this is really heavy. This is like ridiculous for me to hold this." And then I guess our writer Joe saw that and went, "Yeah, you know what? She should have that in the second season." So I did. I mean, I guess it looks okay on camera, but every time that we cut, I was just like, "Oh my god, it's so heavy!" It's really awkward for me to carry it. Anyway, but yes, it was. So it was in the script. That was, I guess, an idea that Joe had when we were doing the photo shoots in the first season, and he decided right then and there that in season 2, Five would have Bubba for at least a short period of time.
Just so that you know how heavy it is. So Anthony is about 6'1", 6'2", and after every take he needs a breather. It's like it feels like a real
well, if you're
gun.
holding it up, especially.
Yeah. So when I heard of her coming to carry Bubba, it was just like, good luck. I guess I'm not good. Yeah, but she killed it. She killed it.
Absolutely.
So well.
Well, it's a good thing that Bubba is just kind of like one of those aim and fire, because that thing is like no precision necessary, just blast.
But it doesn't kill, so it's just like, this big gun, and just does that.
Well, who knew he was such a softy, or
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
The man with his big gun, right? Doesn't even kill.
Yeah.
So how do you think both of your characters in the long run are going to be affected by One's death and like kind of your quest for vengeance, so to speak?
I mean, there are some people on the ship that were closer to him than others. And obviously, 2 is pretty close to him at some point, so it's going to affect all of us, really, though. Just some of us more than others. I don't think anybody is, everybody's sad about it. Everybody wants to find out what happens, but I don't know if Five is so much with the revenge, or maybe she is. Who knows anymore with Five?
It's true. It's true.
But I think 4 is probably.
You know what? 4. I think between the death of 1 and the betrayal of 6, it was more of a blessing for him because he got to realize who he can actually trust, and that's a big deal for him, right? Waking up in jail and seeing that 2 and 3 were in there with him, he knew, okay, cool, I can trust those 2. And as far as 5, everyone, we all love her. We will go to death for her. And the android. How can you not love the android? You know what I mean? So yeah, so those two occurrences, as terrible as they were, they were a blessing for him. Yeah. But with that loss, we gained a few new crew members, and they've been awesome so far. People love them, so it's great. Yeah.
Are we gonna get some more sword fighting?
Yeah.
That was a little short-lived after, 5 came in and just said, we're wasting time, gotta go.
Yeah.
We're like, awesome.
Bubba is so much more efficient.
Yeah, I got to say, 3 is right. He said in the first season, we had that little debate between sword and gun, and after that Bubba scene, I was like, okay, yeah, maybe the gun is a bit better. But the sword has been quite absent. Like the last episode, it was all gun, no sword. So we will see more sword fighting, but I think he's realized the efficiency of the gun.
That's true. In the future, like you said, it's not even, it's because I'm a fan of Japanese culture. I've been to Japan 15 times, so I can relate to Joe and Akemi and that whole thing.
Yeah.
So I know he would bring it, he has a respect for it, obviously. Strong respect for it, right?
Yeah.
So I was curious about that too, but I think he's done it well because your instinct is to go, oh, that's totally Japanese, but there's just enough subtle variation in it that it does feel like it's been diluted through time, since we're dealing with the future. Exactly, they really don't. It's just you kind of, it's that. Yeah, it's that imagery of it, but I appreciate the fact that he's done that.
So, the character's Japanese. There's no reason for you to have a Japanese name if it's not a Japanese character.
Yeah, no, it's certainly Japanese culture influence.
Right.
And, it was just one of those roles where I came in and I delivered the performance that they wanted. And so they went with me, and if you see Zyron, you see the people who are more Chinese, who look Filipino, who look Hawaiian. We have African Americans as part of the Royal Guard. We have Caucasians as part of the Royal Guard, and that goes throughout the entire universe. So I think this whole segregation topic of giving such specific stereotypes that we're feeding into by tackling these issues that way, I think it's not allowing TV and film to progress further. Because if we keep tackling it like, hey, you're not Japanese, but you're playing Japanese, this is not right. You know what I mean? I think we lose that culture, and to have that sort of approach to it. Because even though I'm Filipino, I have family in Japan, in Okinawa, so it's to really say what Japanese truly is. You know what I mean? Yes, there's obviously the traditions and the culture, but the world is moving forward. You have the Hakka Chinese Indians who live in India. You know what I mean? And we live dark matter in the future. So that collision of cultures will be
It's a very different world.
Yeah.